The night always felt different in this house. The old floorboards were grown under my weight, each creak a complaint from a past I didn't know. It started subtly, as these things often do. A flicker in my peripheral vision, a misplaced object, the unsettling feeling of being watched when I was utterly alone. I blamed it on stress, on the isolation of living in this cavernous place by myself. But then came the mirror. It was an antique ornate thing that came with the house, hanging in the long dark hallway upstairs. I'd pass it a dozen times a day without a second thought, until the day I noticed it. I was walking past, and I saw my reflection hesitate, just for a fraction of a second. I stopped, turned back. There I was, staring back at myself, perfectly normal. I shook my head, laughed it off. My mind was playing tricks on me. But it happened again, and again. The delay grew longer. It was no longer a hesitation. It was a deliberate pause. My reflection would stop moving a moment after I did. It would turn its head a split second after I turned mine. The delay grew longer. It was no longer a hesitation. It was a deliberate pause. My reflection would stop moving a moment after I did. It would turn its head a split second after I turned mine. A cold dread began to seep into my bones, a primal fear that I couldn't rationalize away. I started avoiding the hallway, taking the long way around through the living room and kitchen just to get to my bedroom. But the house felt smaller, the walls closing in. The silence was heavier, punctuated only by the frantic beating of my own heart. One evening, I couldn't avoid it. I needed to get something from the spare room, and the hallway was the only way. I told myself to be brave, to just walk past without looking. But my eyes were drawn to it, as if by an invisible force. I walked slowly, my gaze fixed on the silver glass. My reflection walked with me, its movements a perfect echo of my own. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. Maybe it was all in my head. I reached the end of the hall and turned. And that's when it happened. I stopped. But my reflection didn't. It kept walking, taking 1, 2, 3 more steps until its face was pressed right against the glass. Its eyes, my eyes, stared out at me, but the expression was wrong. It wasn't mine. There was a cold, knowing intelligence there, and then it smiled. A wide, unnatural grin that stretched its lips far too wide. It wasn't my smile. I stumbled back, my throat tight with a scream that wouldn't come out. I could feel the cold radiating from the mirror, a tangible presence in the air. The thing wearing my face just stood there, smiling that terrible smile. It raised my hand, and pressed its palm flat against the inside of the glass. The glass didn't fog. It was as if there was nothing behind it but a cold, empty void. I ran. I didn't grab my keys, my wallet, nothing. I just ran out the front door and into the night, not stopping until the streetlights of the main road felt like a safe harbor. I don't know what that thing in the mirror was. I don't know what it wanted. But I know it's still in there, in my house, in my reflection, waiting. Every time I catch a glimpse of myself now in a shop window, a car's side mirror, even the dark screen of my phone, my heart freezes. I'm terrified that one day I'll look, and it won't be me looking back. I'm terrified that it will smile again.